Do you ever feel like cooking is a huge challenge while you're recovering from a concussion or another illness, injury, or even if you're just stressed out and low energy? You are not alone. My name's Larissa and I have a brain injury. And today I'm going to share with you some of the tools in my kitchen that I have used to make meal prep and healthy eating a little easier. I'm going to start by talking about my slow cooker, but don't run away because I'm not saying use a slow cooker, but use a slow cooker. Something that I do with my slow cooker is I will take about a pound of chicken breasts and a pound of chicken thighs, and I do boneless and skinless to make it easier on myself. I will put those into my crock pot with about a cup or a cup and a half of water. And sometimes I will add either a packet of bone broth, or I will add just some seasonings, some salt, some pepper. I like the Clubhouse chicken stew seasoning. It looks a lot like this, except for it says chicken stew, and I used up my last packet just before filming this, so I only had my beef stew packet handy. But you can make chicken, stick it in the fridge, toss it in the freezer, and then no matter what you feel like eating throughout the week, you can add some protein easily. So even if you're doing pizza, mac and cheese, just grabbing a salad, adding in some ready-to-go protein is awesome. The other tip is to use dough hooks to shred the meat. I saw on TikTok somebody said to use a blender and they used these guys, which worked. It did blend together the chicken, and I had put a sweet potato in. It blended everything together and shredded up the chicken nicely and mixed in the liquid that was in the bottom. But this had a big splatter effect, which is fine. You clean up, you use what you have. But when those guys were dirty one day, I tried my dough hooks. And these guys were awesome. They did the same thing that the other heads did. They mixed everything together, incorporated the liquid with the chicken and all the other veggies that I had put into the pot. But there was no splatter. Gadget number 2 that I really like is this guy. At first, when I was making pasta, I was putting an actual deep fryer basket into the boiling water and then putting the pasta into that, which was good. This is better. You clip these onto the side of your pot, and then when you're dumping out the pasta water, it keeps all the pasta inside and just makes it a little bit easier to have pasta, and easier is better. Let's talk about vegetable peelers, because prepping food for me is one of the things that keeps me from eating a little bit healthier. This is the style of peeler that my parents have, and I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. It's not comfortable. It's not easy to peel food. This is the one that I had been using, and it's pretty good, but I recently found this guy. It goes on your hand and it gives you more control when you're peeling your veggies, and it's on your hand, so there's less slipping and dropping, and I like it. It made a difference, and I think it was like 10 bucks, so this was a good investment. When I started to cook more for myself, I ate a lot of spaghetti, because you can use ground chicken, ground turkey, ground beef. You can switch it up. You can get different add-ins, like toss in a can of beans or add some mushrooms. I picked this guy up. It was a couple of bucks at IKEA, and it made opening jars easier. And when you're standing in the kitchen and you're trying to stay balanced and focused and open something, twisting in 2 different directions, if you're like me and you have a brain injury, that can be difficult. This guy was not that expensive and has made opening jars a lot easier for me. I like cheese. I will toss it on toast. I will have it on crackers. I eat it with apples or carrots. I like having cheese handy. It helps me to feel full and satiated. Years ago, I got this really awesome cheese container. It's Starfrit. I loved it, and it recently died. So I have tried two. One that I found on Amazon and this one from IKEA. There's no difference. They're pretty much identical. You can put your cheese inside of the container, and then you've got your graters that go on top. So you're keeping your cheese and all the pieces you need to eat your cheese together. So you would put this whole container in the fridge. And something that I do is I will get my cheese home, I cube it up, and then I put it into this container and keep it cubed. So that then as I go throughout the day, I can just grab a couple of cubes of cheese and I'm not trying to pull out a cutting board and pull out a knife. Making things as easy as possible on the bad days is what's going to help you be a more successful, healthy eater. So if on the good days, you can cut up a bunch of cheese, prep some chicken breasts, prep a mixture of almonds and pistachios and sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, and just have a sort of a healthy mix around. Having these things on hand are going to make it easier for you to not just order McDonald's because you've got stuff to eat. That being said, if you are hungry and you can't cook, that's okay. Even if you just don't want to cook and you're eating a lot of McDonald's right now, you need food. Your brain needs food, it needs energy, and starving your brain just because somebody said to you that, well, McDonald's isn't that healthy. Well, neither is starving. Make sure you get fed. When you're ready to start cooking at home and adding things in, that's when all of these components come into play. I've mentioned it before, I will mention it again. I love this system. I prep these boxes when I have a good day. Usually on Sundays, I try and prep for the week. And if I'm having a bad day on a Sunday, I cut myself slack. I give myself grace and I will deal with the fallout throughout the week. But I like to try to get these boxes ready. I usually put veggies like sliced up carrots and celery and cucumbers. I like to put apples into this half section. Into one of the quarter sections, I will add a chicken that I placed in the slow cooker. I will either cube it up or I will just put the shredded chicken right in there. Then I usually put a sweet treat in the bottom of the other quarter. So a couple of chocolates, or yeah, let's be real, it's chocolate. It's always chocolate. I love chocolate. And then I take one of these little cuppy things and in there I will put either some cut up naan bread or nuts. Sometimes I'll cut up an RX bar and put that in there. I like them. They don't taste like protein powder. They've got a good protein punch. They've got fiber. They've got healthy fats. So RX bars are my go-to bars. Last but not least are my apple slicers, and I've got a few options on hand. I like them all. They all have different purposes. However, I have upped my game and I use these. So these are apple quarter and slicers all in one. I got this guy off of Amazon. He's great. I got this guy at the dollar store. He was marginally less expensive than that one and does the same job. I like the handles. I really like this set from IKEA. The first two do a good job and I like them. I would not replace them. I would replace this IKEA set because it comes in a stack. It's nice, it's neat, it's contained in my drawer, and it has a base. So you can put an apple onto the base, or a potato, or whatever you're slicing goes on the base. And then you've got options. This is the apple corer and slicer. So I can cut the apple. There you go. All done. It also allows you to make your own homemade French fries with this. You put the potato in, whoosh, and it's automatically cutting your fries. Or you can do potato wedges with this, or maybe peaches if you wanted to do peach pie. I really like that this stacks together and all the components are in one place and you're not going to lose them. And kind of as a bonus to the slicer and dicer section, IKEA has these egg slicers. So eggs are a good source of protein and I find them quite filling. So if you want to take eggs with you to eat throughout the day, this guy allows you to slice an egg in half, slice it into little pie-shaped pieces, or slice it into thin little slices. I like these options so that I can use my hands on the go. If I'm between appointments, if I am sitting on my sofa and I need a quick snack, having these bento boxes with the eggs pre-sliced, with the apples pre-sliced, allows me to grab and go. I can just start eating, which if you have low energy, if you have balance issues, you know that having food on hand is really going to help you eat better. A quick reminder that I am not a medical professional. So if you have any specific dietary concerns, make sure that you connect with your family doctor or with a healthcare provider like a registered dietitian or a nutritionist. And if you are not sure how to find a registered dietitian or a nutritionist or a reliable source of food information, reach out to your family doctor and they should be able to guide you. So to wrap up, please remember that meal prep does not have to be daunting and overwhelming. You don't have to be cooking full gourmet meals. Whether you're using a slow cooker or bento boxes, use tools to make your recovery and your eating a little easier. And if you're just too tired to start cooking, don't be hard on yourself. Healing takes time and it's perfectly okay to have those easier meals. If you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and check out our food playlist with more ideas for easy snacks, slow cooker dinners, freezer breakfasts, and other fun tips. And please share your meal prep challenges in the comments so that we can start helping each other and coming up with a list of things that are keeping us from eating healthy so that we can figure out how to get around those obstacles. Thanks for watching, happy snacking, and remember that you are not alone in your concussion.